simple things we do. You got to learn how to share the product and service. It's not that hard to do. You got to learn how to share the opportunity. And if you don't even want to do that, you just send them to Harlan's presentation or the Scales presentation or one of the leadership presentation, and you just got to become a great inviter, and you can make lots of money. Todd can tell you a couple of stories on a couple of his buddies that we've known over the industry, and they've made millions being a great inviter, bringing people to events. And if you just learn how to build for events, you learn how to self-improve, that's the number one thing. Guys, your life can change, but how bad do you want it? Are you going to make a decision? Do you have a huge why that when you talk to your neighbor and they shoot you down, is that going to eliminate you from the business, or are you going to keep moving forward? It's not that complicated. Great.
Don, amazing. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. One thing when you say you have to like share the product good. This is something that Paul and I've been doing for like the past couple of months. We talk about like a bottle of water. And, you can probably go to Sam's Club or Costco and get, a case of these bottles of water that may cost you like 30 cents. But if it's a hot day in Las Vegas, you might see somebody with a cooler of these waters and they're selling them for about $2. Then if you
or $5 or $5,
if you go to a sporting event, they're probably selling it for, $7 or $8. If you go to a concert, they may sell it for even $10. But at the end of the day, it's the same bottle of water, so depending on where the location is, that's how much you're going to spend. Just like, with our booking engine, you pay like maybe, in this case, 30 cents. If you go to Expedia, you may pay, $7, you may pay $10. So based on what this bottle of water is, that determines how much you're going to pay. And that's pretty much how we talk about our booking engine. So it's been working, and people kind of like, understand like, oh, I see, so it's kind of like been working for us. It's the same room, it's the same check-in, it's the same staff, it's the same everything, but depending on where you buy it, that's how much you're going to pay. So having this membership is beautiful.
Perfect analogy. Yeah, perfect analogy. One thing I want to add to you guys, by the way, when you get involved with our company, part of it's the law of association. It's in the Bible, but your income is the average of your 5 closest friends. Mm-hmm. And if you go hang out with 6 broke people, you're about to become the 7th. And there's some of you, right, that maybe the people you're hanging around or been hanging around, maybe they're not that ambitious. Maybe they don't have goals. They don't have dreams. Yeah. So it's not that you can't be friends with them, but you don't want to spend major time with minor people, okay? You spend minor time with minor people, you spend major time with major people. And so sometimes you've got to get around some winners, some champions, right? You have to make a decision. You have to think different because your income is where it's at based on the level of thinking you've been doing. And you can only get a higher level of income by changing the way you're thinking. Romans 12:2, let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. And so it's all about the thinking. So some of you, maybe you've been inviting some people to a Zoom. Maybe your friends aren't signing up. That just could be because you've been hanging around some people that they just don't, their ambition is to be at the bar at 5 o'clock and they want to make sure that, I got here at 5 and man, my ambition was to be here till they closed. And that was their ambition. That's probably not going to produce a lot of money. Now, some of those people may come join you. So we prospect everybody, but just understand that it's a process. And part of that process is when you get around a Daryl Maria Roberts, you get around 1-star ambassador Harlan Hall, you get around ambassadors Paul and Donna Scales, you're getting around champions, you're getting around people that are buying brand new Corvettes on the way home from work, people that are staying in resorts with some of, the Mayweathers. I'm hanging around a crowd that they're thinking different. They're reading books, they're working on themselves. They're trying to go someplace. They're trying to build something. And I want to get around that crowd, the crowd that's doing stuff. But hey, I want to get over to 1-star ambassador Harlan Hall. Harlan